What's happening, Brian?
Remember this avatar?
Oh, yeah. Brian the Pipe, El Pipe.
Yeah, the pipe smoking luchador.
Yes. Who doesn't love that?
Me.
Well, I mean, I kind of like it. I'm a big fan of the Luchas.
I might spill my tobacco when I'm doing a backflip or something.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's true. So, gang, looks like we got 10 people watching already. Holy crap.
Wow.
So, what's going on? Do we start with my news or your news?
Yours. You first.
All right. So most of you, if you're on my Instagram or if you watch the Curly the franchise club, I unboxed something rare. So first off, I am wearing the Super Racing. So no, that did not go anywhere. Brian, what do you got on?
I am wearing the Islander.
Ooh.
I decided, well, so I actually like this watch, and it's a couple $100, and it's really comfortable. And I thought, you know what?
More.
Not everything has to be thousands and millions of dollars. Not everything has to be, I don't know, or anything. It can be just a good little day date.
Yeah.
On the watch.
Very nice.
Okay.
So I did something. We had been talking about a few weeks ago on the last show that I was looking at all kinds of different watches. And it had really kind of come down to the black lacquer, the new Aquaterra, and the Cartier Santos Large in gray. So, of course, Brian, that means that I did this and bought a Rolex in the new green box. Even isn't that pretty? Ooh, I stopped to look at the new Tudors again. The black base 68 43 millimeter and the Pelagos Ultra, both of which are fantastic watches. But while I was there, I got Sherman fur all over. I was out with Sherman all morning. Yeah. Sherman fur all over. While I was out there, I was talking to my AD, and she's like, we really need to get you back into Rolex. I was like, So they actually offered me my choice of two watches. One being the Rolex Explorer 40, and the other being the there's three actually, but one was out of consideration because it was the big the deep sea, but not the James Cameron, which I don't really care for, and didn't really work for what I was trying to accomplish. So, but the other being the Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41. And you guys know that I love the Explorer 40. Now, I love that 369 dial. It is a hair smaller. So, of course, I went with the OP41. And there are certain reasons why I went with the OP41. First, it is a hair bigger, and the dial the aperture of the dial is a little bigger. But more than that was the symmetry of the dial. It really just, I don't know, every time I looked at it, I was like, I like it. I love the handset better on this, the batons. Better than the Mercedes. I know everyone's going to hate me for saying that. And I love the fact that it is a 124-300, which you hear me speaking in Rolex code, things are just gone off the rails. But it's the last of the sunburst dial. The new black is lacquer black. And you know I love shiny things, Brian.
Hmm.
So between the sunburst style and the white gold handset, crown, and indices, this one won. What do you think? Did I make the proper choice? He's just laughing at me. He's just laughing because I bought a Rolex.
Yeah, the Omega guy. I'll never go back to Rolex. Maybe that James Cameron with the blue. Yeah, maybe that would be it. Yeah, they just don't make one big enough. I'll keep buying and selling the same Omegas.
I know, really. That would have been my fifth or sixth Aquaterra. What do you think?
And then he put the 41 on and it felt like a 42. And he was like, oh, yeah.
I got it. I have to admit something, Brian.
What?
I kind of forget. It's probably been 12, 13 years since my last Rolex, which was the last one was the two-tone Datejust 41. And I kind of forgot how comfy an oyster bracelet is. You know? I kind of forgot that, boy, those are pretty comfortable.
I'm trying to turn over a bit of a new leaf here.
Okay.
And not just outwardly bash a certain company and their watches, but are you saying that the oyster bracelet is more comfortable than possibly what might be on Omegas?
Yes. I
Okay, that's all I gotta.
I found myself wearing this in the last few weeks 90% of the time.
Well, it is a lot like you. It's, you know, simple, symmetrical, black.
Yeah. All the things. The things. Let's say hi to some people in the chat. Dave Corey says, Brian, the pipe is my favorite pipe. So you got a fan? Look at that. Treble says, now what do we have here? Yes. We got Orko in the chat. Howdy. We got BW. Good morning, BW. Watches on wood. BW says, congrats. Good for you. Thank you. George Varghese. Good morning, all. Out with the family all day. Have a great show. Good to see you, George. Esoteric says, congrats, Mark. I love my recently acquired 39 white. Hope these are arguably perfect watches. They can literally do anything. Yeah, it really is a kind of do anything watch.
Yeah.
And
except tell you what the date is.
I know, isn't that great?
No.
Well, every time I look at my phone, I'm reminded of the date. If I need to track a second time zone, I can look at my phone. Brian is speechless after that. But no, it was really the sunburst style and the way that the indices catch the light and flash, and especially under the jewelry store lights or when you're outside in the sun, is amazing. We are going to address the hiatus watches on wood, and we're going to make some channel news.
Yeah.
We have some channel news. So I'm not going to be doing this like religiously during the summer.
That's funny. You said religiously on a Sunday morning.
I know, right? Because I got stuff to do, like such as, you know, on the screen, you know, I got to go to so Zach, who's the manager of the watch boutique at Joyce's Jewelers, where I get my Omegas, is also on, they're closed on Sundays and Mondays. So him and his wife have a barbecue restaurant, which sells out really fast. I've never been able to make it. And I finally got to go out, and that was I got the big platter with the ribs, the pulled pork, the two types of sausage, and what he's known for is he's won awards for his smoked turkey breast, and it was Everything was delicious. That doesn't even have the sides on it because there was so much food. It was ridiculous. I had to take a bunch of it home. But the turkey, melt in your mouth. If you're in Western Pennsylvania and have some time on a Sunday morning, head on out to Oak and Ash Barbecue in Uniontown. It's well worth it.
Or Eastern Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anywhere that you can get there. If you can drive there, go. I recommend it. Then I got to see those guys on Thursday evening. You know, I didn't get a bunch of pictures because there was anyway, once everybody got there, there was people just crowded around the watch. But there was they're an authorized dealer for Norcane, and they had a Norcane event at Lynx Brewery. So I got to go over see them, and I got to meet Anthony, who was the guy who in the chat one day said, you should check out Joyce's Jewelers. He's a Western Pennsylvania guy, and his avatar is his picture, but it's hard to see. His avatars are so small. And I looked over, I'm like, I was looking at him, I'm thinking, that's Anthony, isn't it? And he goes, are you Mark? And I was like, yeah. So I got to chat with him a little bit. He was wearing a beautiful gold Speedy.
Whoa. So he's the enabler that sent you down the dark road of multiple Omegas back and forth.
Yes.
Okay.
Completely enabled. And the family was, all the family that runs the store was there. So it was nice to chat with them a little bit outside of the store. It was a good time. But that being said, I did get to eat some barbecue, and I do have some things I'd like to do this summer. So I don't know that we'll be on every Sunday. We'll be on some. So turn on the notifications so you know. But also turn on the notifications because Brian, the key holder, is going to run some streams. So what are you going to do, Brian?
Well, I mainly did this to catfish you into coming back.
Oh, man.
And it worked. Yeah. You're such an easy Mark. Easy Mark.
It's in the name.
Yeah, so there's been some gaps in some evening times.
Yes.
Of real watch talk, and that's why I said the new, the new leaf, peace, love.
Peace, love, happiness, and watches.
Yeah. So there may be some nights where I just pop on the camera and turn it on and say, hey, let's see what's out there. Let's shop around.
There you go.
And it's a lot cheaper for me to turn on the camera, sit here, and show you what I'm looking at and hope you guys buy it than me buying it.
Yes, it's true.
And then I can live.
Call is upvoted and reminds everyone to hit that upvote. I will also point out. Can I point something out, Brian?
Yeah.
Because you came up with a genius idea. You did. It was a good idea. It was cool, man. I just don't know if we can see it on here, but we are going to encourage you. Now, you guys know that I will pull up your chat regardless, right? Yeah. I'm sure Brian's the same way.
Yeah.
Because we're here to talk about watches. But I did turn on the Who's-a-Majiggers.
The monetization.
Yes, that thing. I did turn that back on. They're like, oh, well, you need to hit all these things. And I was like, well, so I had to put all the videos back on the channel because they had all the views and stuff. Because at first it didn't show that I had enough views. Enough live views and stuff. So I threw all that stuff back on. Threw on some. Oh, if you guys are like some shorts, there's some cool Brian watches on there as well. And
they're really badly done because I did them.
But we're encouraging super stickers because again, we're going to pull up your chat, right? I'm not going to ignore the chat. That's what this show's all about. But we would like to get enough super stickers just to pay for the StreamYard every month. not asking for much. Just a little bit if you guys like what's going on and you like listening to me occasionally and Brian occasionally, throw a super sticker at us and we'll go from there.
Yeah, nothing crazy, no requirements.
No.
Just hey, you liked it, put a $2 or $5 super sticker up there.
Yeah.
Or a $2 or $5 super chat, thank you.
Yeah, something like that. Like E. Stewart All just did.
Yeah. See, there you go.
So the shame of it is you can't see the super stickers in StreamYard. You have to go over to it's a hot dog. Nice.
Yeah.
You have to go look at them on YouTube. But thank you, Stuart. We do appreciate it. But that's the whole thing. But it looks like there's bigger news here. BW, I thought I saw this on the old Instagram. BW finally got the call for the Explorer 2. Woo!
I think that was the only watch he didn't own yet.
I love that watch. I think that's a great watch. It's just I'm gonna pull it up here in a second on thing. Unless BW want to pop on and show us. I can pull it up on the Instagram otherwise. John D says, woohoo! BW gave us a super sticker. Thank you. Billy in the chat. That sounds great. And good morning, everyone. That sounds great. And good morning, everyone.
Is there an echo?
We have an echo. I love it.
Yeah.
Let me do.
And I am not going to just bash any Swatch Group shitters. I mean any watches from the Swatch Group.
Any watches from the Swatch Group.
Yes. If that's the kind of watch you're looking for, I'll advise you on where to go to get it and maybe some other options.
Yes.
Mark, I think the coaxial movement's still the best mass-made movement out there.
It really is.
Don't tell anybody.
But I think one of the prettiest white watches, white dial watches you're ever going to find is BW's. Look at this.
Yeah.
That's just, it's a great watch. It's big enough. Here's another little thing, Brian. When I was looking at some of the different stuff, and I looked at this Explorer 2 and Sea Dwellers and stuff like that. When the watch is more than 40 millimeters, the Cyclops is not as obtrusive to me.
I think the Cyclops is wonderful at any size.
Well, so this is a 42 millimeter watch, and it is a stunner in white. Do you prefer the polar or the black?
Oh, if you're gonna do this one, you got to go polar.
Okay.
It's it's technically the only white dial sports watch.
Yeah.
Rolex does, except for a few Daytonas that they've thrown in there that are kind of silver or champagne-ish, but
they're kind of some of the ones that are whiter are much more like an opaline almost.
Yeah. I mean, this is white.
This is definitely the polar.
Yeah.
And it's gorgeous. Now, BW, will you be moving on from your Explorer 40 now that you have the Explorer 2, or will you keep them both? And you just got that beautiful new Vacheron.
But see, the 42 offers so many different options with like the micro adjust and the better upgraded movement, but the 40 is kind of classic.
So esoteric reminds us that the white Datejust doesn't suck. Yes.
No,
I like the white Datejust.
It's not a sport watch, though.
It's not really sporty. Like, it's more dressy than sport. I know it's kind of sporty, but what's the water resistance on the Explorer 2? Is it still 100?
Yeah.
Okay. Nope, he's keeping the Explorer 40 as well. Cool.
Yep.
This is fair. Yeah, the white Datejust is good looking. I like that watch too. But I love this Explorer 2. I love the size of it. 42 is just like the perfect size for that watch. And there's just something about it in that Polar. Somehow or another, sometimes I don't like the black one. I like the black. There's things I like about the black, but it's the fixed steel bezel seems to look better on the Polar, if that makes sense.
The watch, I think the white dial 42 it makes more of a statement. The black one just kind of fades into the darkness. And the black, you can get multiple black dial Rolexes.
Yeah. There's a lot of black dials.
It's like Henry Ford said, we make every Rolex and we make Rolexes in every color as long as you want black.
Although I like a good black watch. But I will tell you, my new watch in the sunlight really looks great. Like the sunburst dial on this thing is pretty slick. But I love this white dial Explorer 2. Congrats, BW. That is an amazing pickup. It is just gorgeous. I like this watch a lot. I liked my my 300M Seamaster with the because it had a very bright white dial as well. It's just something to be said for that white dial with the black surrounds on the indices and the black hands. It's very legible, and I think the orange hand looks better on the white.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it looks more place in the Orange Explorer 2 script. I think it all just matches better.
I mean, honestly, either way, if I see somebody walking down the street with the black Explorer or the white one, either one's going to get respect because that's somebody that knows.
Yeah. It's not a super hype piece, but it's a super cool piece. Hi, Gen G. John D says, agreed that esoteric white dials are superb summer options. Own the Datejust 36. Why would you get one so small, John D? Why would you get one so small? BW says the orange hand makes it. Yeah, the orange hand on that, and it looks better on the white one. It's got like, I don't know what it is, but I like it better. I do. Congrats. It's a great watch. I mean, lots of people will tell you that the Explorer 2 is the last true tool watch from Rolex. They don't make it in a two-tone or anything. It's not fancy ceramic bezeled, and it's just kind of it is what it is, and it's cool looking.
It's
like you said, they know.
It's
didn't
got
have
a date.
it'd be perfect.
It's got that GMT hand.
Now that hand originally was a cave splunker hand.
Yeah.
To tell night and day. So people who were doing big cave expeditions could know if it was night or day.
Yeah, the Explorer 1 was made for people going up on top, and the Explorer 2 is made for those going in and deep.
John D says the Explorer 2 in either color works great on big wrists. You might consider. I know, I like that watch. Esoteric says the Explorer 1 was defiled by two-tone. Yeah, that was not a good looking watch. That's kind of like that. The other one that I just never understood and didn't like at all was the two-tone Sea Dweller. With the gold Sea Dweller on the dial, and I don't know. Just didn't get to see it.
Yeah, that's because you're not retired and living in Florida.
Well, there you go. Perhaps I should consider such a thing.
Yeah. That's the interesting thing about if you think of everything from Rolex's point of view, they're making one watch and trying to appeal to they're making watches and trying to appeal to all parts of the globe.
Yeah.
And obviously in Pittsburgh, who needs a two-tone sea dweller? The deepest river there is what, 200 feet?
Well, in Pittsburgh, two-tone is very popular because our city colors are black and gold.
Oh, why? Some
So,
steel corporation?
yeah, you get some love for the black and gold two-tones. Harry, good morning, sir. Got your email. Thank you. It's great to see you on. Congrats, BW. Love the Polar. It's a great watch. Harry, if you guys don't remember, unboxed the Daytona a few weeks ago on the channel. We've got Watch on Wood. I worked out. I'm a Rolex guy, not an APVC or PP guy, but I'm struggling what to get as my third watch. Got a 36, Explorer 36 Daytona, and so thinking about the 1908 on the Sedimo bracelet.
Wow, that's a big
See
jump.
it. That's a big. That's a big watch.
Yeah.
It's a big boy watch for a dress watch.
Explorer
I
Daytona.
tried on the 1908, not on the bracelet, a year ago. It was right around a year ago when I was in Philly when Evan G came out in Philly, and I met him, and me, OC, and Mr. G went over to the Booker, and they had a 1908 in stock. It was a beautiful watch. I liked it much better than I thought I would. Love the coin edging on it. Love that it had an exhibition back. There was a lot of things I really liked about that watch. It was cool. Good morning and thanks, Harry from BW. Yeah, that was a good thing. The good watch. I'm starting to think, do I want another Rolex? I just got this one, Brian. What the fuck is going on in my head?
Let me tell you. So one of the things that I can do since I've got keys is I can take the stage a little bit by myself and put him in timeout so that he can calm his jets down a little bit. And then I can look down there and see his little face bobbing and weaving. And then I can say, okay, you can come back and you can take your top spot and now calm yourself down. Thank you.
There you go.
Yeah.
So yeah. Started looking through the Rolex magazine and visiting the website a little more than I used to. Going, looked at the Explorer 2, looked at the Sea Dweller. Yeah, BW. See, he says Sea Dweller. Sea Dweller is a good watch. It is. It's a good size for my wrist.
Coming to you, the episode in 2 weeks. Mark owns only Rolex. Omega gone.
Omega's all gone.
Film at 11.
Be hard. I don't know.
Where is my?
This watch is really cool. It's super racing. But it could be traded. Who knows? Who knows? But yeah, I do like the Sea Dweller as well. As a daily, this OP is really comfortable. I hate to admit that. Other nice thing with Rolex, Brian, I don't have to worry about taking any links out. They just fit. I just put them on my wrist and that's it. No running it back to have the watchmaker take out links.
Must be nice.
Watch on what says Team Swatch Group Shitters.
No, we're not doing that. We may suggest other brands, but we're not doing that.
Billy says, been out for a while. I missed it. What Rolex did you buy? And it's about time you bought a Rolex. Well, it's technically my fourth Rolex. But I just haven't owned one in over a decade. But I did pick up what I think is for just an everyday watch. I was really close to buying the Black Lacquer Aquaterra, but I got talked out of it at the AD, who offered me Well, she offered me my choice, but this is the one I picked over the Explorer 40. It's just a hair bigger, so it fits my wrist a little bit better. And I love the sunburst style, the baton markers, the white gold crown at the top.
It's about as flashy as Mark gets.
It's pretty, yeah. But I also love the satin bracelet, so it doesn't show all the middle link doesn't show all the little scratches and stuff. So it's just a weird thing for me to do. You know, much smaller.
I don't actually wear my watches, so they don't get scratched.
Yeah, much smaller than most of my stuff. Harry, wait, what? You bought a Rolex? I know, right? So weird.
I'd like everybody to note that the date is not April 1st.
Yes, it's true. But yeah, I did. I bought the Oyster Perpetual 41, and I was really happy that they just gotten the black lacquer one in. But I preferred the sunburst style of the old one. I like the new bigger crown on the new one was nice, but it just hit all the spots. You know. Is this a no to the Aqua Timer? I'll always love the Aqua Timer. Maybe from afar, but I will always love the Aqua Timer.
We really shouldn't mention that. You'll trigger Mark, and then he'll be looking for things with 5 pushers and 2 knobs.
It's true.
How is it that you go from wanting you got a clean, symmetrical watch with just a crown, but yet you still want an Aqua Timer with 17 pushers and pumps and whatever?
It only has one pusher, and the thing on the other side is not a pusher nor a helium escape valve. It's where the stuff looked for the internal rotating bezel. Billy, you bought the OP. Great choice. It's a hell of a watch, and I like it because a simple no date OP is a very good watch. Excellent choice. I approve. Thank you. The symmetry of the watch is amazing. And anybody with the Explorer 40 will tell you that's one of the things about the Explorer 40 too. It's really got really nice symmetry. But the dial and the handset are what really did it for me. Because and honestly, it was more if I was looking at the Aquaterra black lacquer, this was like a better version of that. I could have gotten the Aquaterra for less because you can get a pretty good discount on those. But I mean, retail to retail, I think this is actually like $300 less retail.
You know which watch out of that whole kind of grouping of Rolexes that I think I would actually buy and wear?
What's that?
And it would irritate the piss out of most people. The new Air King.
I can't. I just can't.
I need to spend
many numbers.
I need to spend a little time with it in an AD one time before I really decide to. But it's just so.
That dial is so busy. I love the green and yellow, but I don't like all the 5-minute numbers on it. The old Air King with the 369, it was too small, but at least it was had that look to it. And you see that Rolex 41 looking great on you, says John D. Smaller than 42 is better on you, and that Rolex proves it. Yeah, that's small. Now I want to sell it. It's too small, John D. Billy says, I don't think you're going to get targeted with that watch. You're going to love it, but if you ever did get tired of it, you want to sell it, guess what? You won't lose the dime. Yeah, that's true too. Treble says, I prefer Mercedes hands for my ever decreasing eyesight. Yeah. I guess that's something to be factored in as well. The next one will have Mercedes hands because I don't need with this. I don't need a Datejust. I don't need an Air King. You know what I mean? It's really perfect daily watch.
Did you hear that, kids? He said his next one will have Mercedes hands. He's
there you
already
go.
on to the next one.
There you go again. Impossible number of 5 on
Yeah.
the Air King. It's true.
I like the quirkiness of it.
Yes. It's a great daily, Lucho. Thanks, Orko. McAllen, good to see you. Says, thanks to your advice from the old watch community. Yes. Glad to see you back on the old YouTube. Yeah, yes.
Yeah,
So basically, we're
and
going to be doing some shows, and Brian's going to be
Yeah.
doing some shows. And like I said, we're always going to pay attention to the chat because that's just what the channel was always based on. But what we would appreciate are the occasional super stickers just to keep the lights on with the StreamYard. Because StreamYard just keeps getting. Now, I got a little bit of a break because I had paused it and said I was going away, and they gave me a little break for the next couple months. But geez, it does get expensive. Not super expensive, but
no,
expensive.
I mean, let's be honest. Sherman needs snacks.
Sherman loves the anything fake bacon, fake sausage.
Yeah,
he's a big fan of, and he's fat, and he's just getting fat. I'm okay with it because he's happy. He has 3 beds. So he's got the big pillow bed, which sometimes he likes. And then I bought him this other bed because it was smaller and it had like a little pouch in it. He loves the nuzzle. So I figured, well, maybe he'll like that. He did, but it was a little small for him. So I got him a bigger one. He couldn't get out of it really. He would get stuck in it. So then I got him a bigger one with like a cutout, so it's easier for him to walk on and off of. And you just never know which one he's going to be sleeping in because he won't let. He gets mad if you take one away.
Sherman's biggest thing is to rest up to get energy to walk to the new bed.
McAllen Digger says I sold off the Black Bay in my Omega Aquaterra small seconds thanks to your advice a year ago, consolidating for more pieces I can connect. You know, the small seconds Aquaterra, I just never really jived with them. Not sure what it is or why. Darth Diggler says I'm fat. All right, fair enough. Why is the shark getting real bacon and real sausage?
Yeah, why not?
Well, I get them the less fat ones.
It's not working.
Yeah. Yeah, BW wants the same thing. I heard that Stellantis on all the vehicles, Stellantis, I'm sure, on all the vehicles are making 100,000 mile, 10-year warranties. Is that true? Do you still work for Dodge? Well, first of all, what they're doing, I do. I'm still working at South Hills. Here, I'll dox myself. Love doing that. Anybody needs a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram? Let's talk to a really cool sales manager. Come see Mark. But what they're doing is not on all vehicles. They're starting with light-duty Ram 1500s. They're going to do a 10-year, 100,000 mile warranty. The theory being that people are financing them longer, keeping them longer. So they're going to run that on the 26 models when they come out for a couple months to see what the reaction and feedback is, and then they're going to look to move that to the heavy-duty Rams and the vans. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Esoteric, thank you very much for the $5 super sticker. And there you go. Look, it's a jumping happy guy. Woo! John D says the Aquaterra small seconds didn't resonate with me either, but the Bond version with the horizontal teak deck style has become one of my favorites. So the only thing I don't like about that, the small second, same thing with me. There's something about it. It's just, I think one of the things is I love the second hand on the normal Aquaterra. It's a really well done hand, and if it's going to be a coaxial master chronometer, I think I prefer it says it on the front rather than the back. And it's a stupid, dumb thing, but the Teak Deck one is cool, but I don't like the date at 3:00. I prefer the 6:00 date. And it's kind of an odd, if I remember correctly, it's a little bit odd shaped window on that one. Drivetrain only on the drivetrain only. Yeah, engine, transmission, four-wheel drive, all that stuff will be covered.
Yeah.
Calendar says my new job, even at our age, will have me in Pittsburgh monthly. I'll stop in the dealership to talk watches, maybe even cars. Absolutely.
Uh-oh.
I've had other people stop by from the streams. 521 Taipei is a local guy. He stopped up.
Speaking of the streams, I'll be back in a minute.
Okay. Go stream. Go stream. But I love this watch, BW. Congrats. I can't tell you enough how much I like that watch. I saw it pop up on the Instagram. I was like, I think that's new. Is he trying that on? Is it new? Excuse me. But it's a good piece. It's a solid watch. We got 28 upvotes already? Thanks, Rob. Jeez. We're not on for a few weeks. People upvote the crap out of this place, don't they? 27 upvotes. Yeah. Yeah, it's just absolutely gorgeous. So of the two recent new pickups, BW, which one do you think is the favorite now? That Vacheron's beautiful too. The Overseas in blue is one of the most beautiful watches. The dial is amazing. The bracelet's cool. The bezel's cool because it's different. But so is this one. The bezel's different because it's not that flashy ceramic bezel. It's cool stuff.
I'm fighting with the automated sprinkler head thing.
Oh, geez. Who's winning?
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
It's definitely winning.
Hey, I got a question about streaming.
Okay.
There's 28 people watching now.
Mm-hmm.
With 31 upvotes.
Well, because people come in and out.
Oh, okay.
And we're firing up the upvotes this week because we haven't been on in a few weeks. So everybody's like,
and because you're talking Rolex.
Yeah, because I'm talking Rolex. Yeah. BW says it's a tough call. I love them both. I probably wouldn't have opted to buy both within 2 weeks, but whatever. Well, you didn't know. I mean, the problem with the ADs are you just don't know when they're going to call.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you buy the Vacheron, you have no idea that they're going to call you 2 weeks later and say, hey, by the way, that Explorer 2 you wanted. Because I even kind of remember you saying, I don't think I'm ever getting the Explorer 2. It's been so long since I asked for it. But I think you're going to see a little bit of an uptick in calls, Brian. I think some of these people, I mean, there's the height pieces are still the height pieces are going to be hard to get. But I think some of the other stuff, I said, I had my choice of a couple, And
I just want to explain to Harry, the idea is a $2 or $5 super sticker is fantastic.
Thank you, Harry. I do appreciate it.
20 is crazy.
Yeah, we're just trying to pay the StreamYard. That's all. I mean, that's the whole thing. And like I said, I can't stress this point enough. And is that we're talking to the chat. That's what this is all about. So that's why we said, super sticker is probably better than super chats, unless you have something you absolutely need to say, like Mark, we hate you, or something like that. Then you can always super chat that, and I'll read it, and we'll all be happy.
Any super chats that that mention Brian sucks must be at least 4 digits. Thank you.
There you go.
Although we know that it must be 4 digits.
Darth Ziggler says, I used all my troll accounts to make 5 extra upvotes. Cool. Yeah, no friendly fire on the stream. Do not cross the streams, Brian. How's your new watch?
You know, you were talking about how, you know, with the ADs, when the call comes, the call comes.
Yeah.
And I swear, every time the call comes for a significant watch, it's right after we've paid for something really big or something. I'm like, so yeah, it's down here, and
it's beauty.
Yeah, I went to the local Orlando Red Bar.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Showed off.
Yeah. So, really good group of people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of vintage enthusiasts. And not just your traditional vintage, you know, old Seamasters and Speedmasters and old subs. I mean, one of the guys was collecting a bunch of the old God, now I can't remember the name of it, but it's the brand that Sears had.
Okay.
And just some really cool old stuff.
Yeah.
And then of course, you know, I show up with Pateks and whatever.
Yeah. Pretty good get from the AD. Harry says, I usually catch the show on replay as my Sunday mornings tend to be busy, so this should cover me for a bit. Whoa. Prophecy says, first land dweller was sold in the U.S. for $52,500 US. Damn.
As P.T. Barnum said, there's a sucker born every minute.
What do you think do you think that, I mean, obviously when Rolex does something new, it's going to be very hype and very wanted and desired. And so do you think that the land dweller itself as a model line will be a long-term hit?
Yeah.
Hype. Yes.
Well, so I think they're going to restrict the flow of it.
Okay.
And not flush it out. I think they're going to keep the flow controlled to keep it interesting. And because I think it's also because it's a brand new movement and brand new, stuff that they can't share with other Chinese parts. I mean, other parts.
Yes.
I think it's going to be highly desired for a couple of years.
Stainless steel did that much money? Jeez.
Yeah, that was the base model.
Damn.
Yeah. What was more interesting to me was there was a Tiger Iron GMT on Moda that was only being listed for like 80, I think.
Okay.
$50,000 retail watch.
I think you have to like that watch.
I do like it.
I know, brother.
Yeah, that would be.
You have to like that colorway on that watch.
That would be the next crisis in Brian land. If I got the call for that. Yeah, that would be tough.
Well, I mean, you really do. I mean, you need another GMT.
I need one less. So, yeah. I don't need the 2 kidneys that I have, so I'm wondering what the value is of the. I don't really drink that much. I drink a lot. I drink, 4-5 cups of coffee a day, maybe, and a bunch of water. So
there you go.
That kidney should be pretty good.
Should be in good shape that way.
Yeah, should be. Yeah,
I like of the GMTs, and the GMTs do fit a little small. I know, John D. I hear you, but they do.
Yeah, they do.
I think the one that I actually like the best is the Bruce Wayne. I like that black and gray. Yeah, when the Guinness came out, it was really hot. And it's a nice watch. I know you have that one. It's a beautiful watch. But that Bruce Wayne, the thing that sets the Bruce Wayne apart from me is that green hand and green text. Makes it a
Okay.
little bit different.
You're talking the original black, black, black.
It looks like the original black one.
Yeah, with a little bit of gray.
Yeah. Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
And it's
Terry,
just on that dial on the steel is so much better in person. Ryan, the 70th GMT is so you loved it.
so I thought about that. I have a white gold GMT.
Mm-hmm.
I have the original left-hand drive in stainless steel. I don't need another white gold. I mean, I can't. It doesn't add anything for different to my collection,
Okay.
except for the flat green dial. And if I was going to go back to that green dial, I think I'd go back to the yellow gold green dial GMT Master 2.
PW
But
agrees. The GMT is a little small.
yeah, Mark,
Right.
I can't afford to have every watch I want.
I know. It's hell. It's hell.
Yeah.
But I've always said that with watches, unless you're just ridiculously wealthy, the chase is part of the fun.
Yeah.
The chase, the trading, the selling, the buying, selling, all that is just a lot. It's a lot of what goes into it. It's what makes it fun.
Yeah. So to answer John D's question here,
Yes.
I have the original left-hand drive Sprite. I have the Guinness two-tone on Jubilee. I have the Meteorite Pepsi. And then I have the 1986 two-tone GMT one with the Tiffany stamp dial.
There you go.
And those are the four.
That's the rundown.
And the Tiffany is up for sale.
It's been for sale for a while, hasn't it?
It's been, yeah. I mean, everything's for sale in my life, but its price is getting lower.
Yes. Esoteric says, is a land dweller a watch that we can see staying in the catalog long term? Seems to me like it's going to run for a few years and then go away. I think it's a long term because I think this is their answer to people that are on waiting lists for Royal Oaks.
Yeah. I think there's going to be more colors to come. I think there's going to be a few more. They might do a couple of complications, maybe.
Yeah. Trevor likes the root beer a lot. He's just not convinced with his whiter than white skin tone that it would work. Be on my team, BW, trying to get Lucia to realize he can wear a 39 or 40 range all day, and it looks great. Because I don't disagree, but the GMT is a little small on me, and Mark is a giant. I don't know if I'm a giant, but nice to hear Brian still has more GMTs than a Rolex AD.
Yeah.
Yes. It is true. I tell you, I did see a beautiful 43.5 millimeter watch at the Nordkane event.
43.
43.5. It was. So the guy, it was the guy who does all the media stuff for the jewelry store. He's taking pictures and videos and stuff. And he was wearing a brand new Oris Aquas Taste of Summer with the purple sunray dial and the black chrome bezel.
What?
Really, it was really nice looking person. Hold on, I'll pull it up, Brian.
Go ahead, pull it up. I don't know what the hell you're talking about.
All right, we'll head over to Joyce's Jewelers. So I know they have another one in stock. It's this one. And this picture does not do it justice. The bezel's what makes it. It's like a black chrome. It's beautiful. Catches the light beautifully. And the sunray finish on it, you gotta like purple, but excuse me. It's gorgeous. It was really, really a pretty watch. It really caught the light well. I liked it. I mean, I'd never buy it because I would never wear it, but it was cool to see, A lot of watches I just like to see. And that was one of them. John D says, I think you need an 8-inch plus wrist for the GMT to start to wear small. I've seen America rocking the Batman, and his wrist is enormous. It looks tiny on it. Looks like he's wearing, like a tiny Cartier tank. Brian will gag, but I think you would like a bathyscaphe more.
The only thing I can say nicely about the bathyscaphe is, of course, they come in all the odd sizes for me, which is too large, too small, and even too smaller. But there's about 55 different options for it.
Yes.
And all of them are available on Joma Shop for 35 to 40% off, brand new all the time.
There you have it.
So that makes them go from overpriced to almost about right priced. And no one will mug you for your bathyscaphe.
Yeah. Yeah, John D, I've owned a number of Oris over the years. I like the brand.
Mm-hmm.
I already know that, like if for me in an Oris, it's like I'm not gonna wear the Oris over one of the Omegas or over the new Rolex or the maybe future new Rolex. What is going on in my head? What are these words coming out of my mouth, Brian?
The signpost up ahead says the Twilight Zone.
What is happening? Next thing you know, I'll be saying, yeah, I want a 36 Aquaterra shades or something. Yeah, like
after that, we see you shopping on Theo and Harris for a 32 millimeter gold Patek.
Oh my Lord, what has happened? But I can't say it enough. This thing is uber comfortable. I forgot how comfy it is. And this, I had the one stainless Datejust with the white gold Turnograph bezel, not the one that said Turnograph on it, but the original one, the Thunderbird. And this bracelet, I mean, the improvements on this bracelet over that one, because that was a 2001 vintage. So I think it even had the old kind of yucky clasp, the internal part of the clasp. The difference in the stainless steel bracelets is much better. It's just so damn comfortable. And the other sales manager, he has a Milgauss. He has a black Milgauss that he wears every day, forever. He's not really a watch guy. Just wanted a nice watch. Bought it new. It's all dinged up. He loves it. And he told me when I picked this up, he's like, "You're not going to want to wear your other watches. This is going to be really comfortable."
Mm-hmm.
And he was right.
So let's do some math. It's okay. Sunday. I realize it's Sunday morning, but we're going to do some math, and we're going to take you all to school.
Okay.
You are wearing a watch with the full bracelet is 7.5 inches in circumference.
Yes.
You're wearing a watch that has a 41 millimeter wide head, so it's probably about 48 millimeters lug to lug.
Yes.
25.4 millimeters per inch.
Okay.
Are you following with me?
I'm trying.
If we say you've got a 50 millimeter lug to lug,
yes,
that's 2 inches of watch, 5.5 inches of bracelet.
And really, with the male end lengths, I think I measured it at 51.
So yeah, all right. So we'll still stay simple.
Yeah.
2 inches of watch head, 5.5 inches of bracelet. That's over 2/3 of the watch that's contacting you is the bracelet.
Yeah.
And the clasp. That's why the bracelet and the clasp is so freaking important. And then you got companies like Grand Seiko and even Tudor and dare I say it, Omega that are like, oh, we make a beautiful watch and then we slap this bracelet and clasp on there.
Although I like this bracelet, you know, I mean,
Well, they're getting better. They're getting better. But I'm just saying.
But you're right. You know, the bracelet is much more important than people take into consideration on.
Yeah. Yep.
Watchstone Wood says JLC bracelets are garbage too.
JLC is terrible except for movements and dials.
Yes.
If they could figure out their cases and their bracelets. Oh Lord.
Yeah. My Polaris bracelet wasn't bad. It did have the micro extension on either side of the butterfly, which was kind of cool. But that was also what broke, you know, what was sticking on it when I sent it back. So I sent it in for service.
I will add this, that I think, going back to the bathyscaphe, I think Blancpain got the sailcloth strap right first.
Okay.
I really like the way they did that. Uh-oh, John D's calling me out.
Hold on. BW says bracelet on his 93 tag F1 is one of the best I have. I had a stainless and ceramic F1 that was a nice bracelet on F1 years ago. Whoa, Brian Omega makes a superb bracelet on the SMP 300 diver. And the Aquaterra bracelet is so comfortable you might not even feel you're wearing a watch. Tudor is as comfortable as Rolex Oyster.
Some of the Tudors are. Some.
So the SMP 300M, I think, is a terrible bracelet. It's not that it's uncomfortable, but it has no taper. It looks like it came right out of 1993.
It did.
By
way of 1988.
Yeah, the new Aquaterra bracelet with the comfort extension is much better than the old one, but it's really light. Almost too light in a way. I like it. It's beautiful, but it is really light. Yeah. And the Tudor bracelets, I had no complaints with the Tudor bracelets. I didn't think that they were bad. I had that 5-link Black Bay 41. That one was a very Jubilee-esque bracelet. It wasn't bad.
No, the 5-link's nice. The 5-link fits me nicely.
Yeah.
They had some problems in their earlier days with the deployment, the way it folded and bit me. Yeah, so I'm just saying.
New Speedy bracelet and the mesh are my favorite current Omega bracelets, but the mesh doesn't fit everyone, unfortunately. Yeah, so here's the thing. This new Speedy bracelet is very comfortable, and it has a 2.1 millimeter comfort extension, so it has that, and it's a pretty bracelet. I like it. And the mesh bracelet, I had bought the mesh for my 300. Actually, I put it on. Everyone was mad. Remember when I put it on the CK859, Brian?
Yeah. Oh God, yes.
Everyone hated that and hated me for it. But it was comfortable, but I could see where for me, I was on the second to the last hole on the mesh. So I didn't have that big thing of the end coming underneath the clasp like it does, the way that works. So it wasn't super uncomfortable on me, but I will say this. Well, first Orco says they need to update the SMP bracelet. It looks so dated. Yeah, it does. But BW makes a good point here. Same company, Stibe, makes the mesh bracelet for the Legend Diver and the both Swatch Group, but they have a traditional clasp on that, rather than that kind of fold in under, piece, and it's really comfortable in the mesh. It's actually more comfortable than the Omega mesh.
I'm gonna have to.
That's it. I should buy another Legend Diver.
I'm gonna have to go spend some time at an Omega boutique just to waste their time and put my hands on some stuff, because it's been about, I don't know, a long time since I've wanted to violate my wrist by putting those on there. But I will.
They're doing more and more of the mesh. They did it on the No Time to Die. They did it on the 60th anniversary bond. Now these new kind of, I don't know what they're, two-tone ones. Let me look these up, Brian, because these have some mesh bracelets as well. Here, there's a No Time to Die. Oh yeah, these new ones with these new no dates with the old weight pattern are coming on the mesh now. And then these kind of goofy goldish ones, like this one's just ridiculously expensive. But I mean, who's going to buy a $30,000 Omega Seamus in bronze gold? Like, why? Why? But like this one with the titanium bracelet and the bronze gold, they're doing these mesh bracelets on a lot more stuff, and they are. I think they look a lot better. They have a slight taper to them, but it just doesn't look quite as. Even though you would think that a Monet's or mesh bracelet is kind of old school looking, it doesn't look as old school as the traditional 300M bracelet. And then you have, here's another one, the old gray, the Silver Surfer, if you will. But again, if you have a smaller wrist, I think you can get a smaller bracelet. You can order one. But if you have to tuck an awful lot of that mesh bracelet, the way that works with the deployment, I can see where it would be a little bit, it would feel really big on the back of the watch. I've been seeing more people wearing mesh, even if it's shit on shitters. It's popular looking. Yeah, mesh is coming back.
Yeah.
It's too much for them to put fitted end links on their mesh bracelets. Yeah. Yeah. I actually prefer the straight bar on a mesh than the fitted end links, because the new Breitling. Let's see if they have one of the new Breitlings in. It's not, because the new Breitling has really. Websites. Here it is. Here's one. Everyone's going crazy over these new Breitlings, and I don't know that I like the fitted end link on the mesh as much as I do the straight bar. Because you lose that really highly polished straight piece.
I like the fitted.
You like the fitted?
Yeah.
See what I could do? I can do that too.
I still like the fitted.
I'm not 100% crazy about it. I like that old school look of the straight bar. Don't know why. I just don't know why. Whoa, jeez. Yeah. Watch websites. Terrible. What do you guys think? We didn't really talk about this. I love the look of it. I hate the size in a 38. These new Rail Masters that have that that new Aquaterra bracelet on them, I think are pretty cool looking. I already know what you hate, Brian.
Okay. I'll just sit here quietly.
The one arrow hand. I know. But it looks so much less Railmaster and so much more Aquaterra. I don't know.
Did they get a deal on those bracelets? And
They must have. They didn't sell enough shades. They had extra bracelets. But it's a very, very, very Aquaterra, like an Aquaterra Light, because like Esoteric says, it's a printed dial. It doesn't even have the applied indices. So it's just, I don't know. Not sold. Washington Wood says, feels good on the wrist, but the lugs are too long on the Subarus. How long are the lugs on that side? I'm not even sure. I know they come in so many different sizes. I know the old one you get even in a 46, which even I was like, yeah, that seems like a little big. But what are you gonna do?
Here, I'm gonna save you.
Okay.
I had a watch bookmarked. That's just for you.
Oh.
And I'll put it in the private chat and let you pull it up because now it's pre-owned.
Okay.
It is for sale currently for $8,400. It's in the private chat. It's 43 millimeters from 2001.
Whoa.
That is an IWC chronograph perpetual calendar in titanium.
Look at that.
There you go. Look at that. Somewhat integrated 1980s style bracelet. All links are adjustable. Every link on there is removable. No micro adjust because people in 25 years ago people didn't fluctuate in weight.
Yeah. Looks very thick too.
Oh, it's an IWC perpetual calendar chronograph. Are you kidding? It's probably 18 millimeters thick.
It's got a little fish on the crown.
Yeah, that's their water resistance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like 120 meters.
Yeah. It's a nice piece, but I would hate to have to pay for service.
Yes. Don't service it.
Don't service it.
No. But I also believe that's got the Kurt Kloss perpetual calendar that's fully adjusted from the crown. Look at the year window down there.
Yeah. And Jim G says, and it has a moon phase.
Yeah. I mean, it's got everything. Everything except for a GMT hand.
Yeah.
Which they really could have worked in there. I mean,
they probably got one on there somehow.
Yeah. I do like the way they color coded the hands so that the yellow hands are the perpetual calendar system and then the white hands are the chronograph.
Okay.
Because you've got the minutes, you got the running seconds on the left, then you got the minutes and you got the hours. You got it all. Everything's there. All you need. One watch.
One watch. Done. Move on with your life.
Yeah. I mean, it's beautiful, except it's ugly.
And I can I can have one watch, be done, and start a professional wrestling reaction channel.
Not so much, no.
BW says, is it 30 millimeters thick? Well, it looks like it's at least 18. Let's see what they have to say here.
Yeah, at that point, we no longer consider it, thickness. Let's see if I
43
can.
millimeters.
They're not going to accentuate the negatives.
Yeah, they're not even going to put that on.
You know how it's like when you're on Facebook or Instagram and you see a close up of a woman's face,
Yeah.
or a guy's face, and then you know that if you pull back, it's gonna be fluffy.
Yes.
Well, you got to hide that.
You got to hide that.
Yeah.
Accentuate the positive.
Let's see. According to Watchbase,
Serious bit of kit for 8K. It is. It's a lot of watch.
According to Watchbase, that's 16 millimeters.
That's not very thick at all.
I'm sorry. Would you like it thicker?
Yes.
Okay.
Heck, I think this thing is like 15.1 or 15.3.
If we Jen, if we send the 16 millimeter watch to you, can you add like 3 millimeters of thickness to the case back?
Can you make it thicker?
Yeah.
And the Oreo was 17.
Oh. 17.
Yeah, I know.
Did you say 7? Wow.
Yeah. That's what she said.
Yeah. Anyway, I saw that and I automatically thought of you.
Yes.
It's got a little yellow in there.
It does have a little yellow.
Not doing anything for you?
It's okay.
Okay. All right.
It's okay.
I tried to get
32 of them. Jeez, oh Pete.
Yeah, and only 6 people watching.
I know, right?
Yeah. Dirk Diggler found his other troll account that he forgot about. There you go. Can you add more crystal to the top too? You know what, Mark? You know what you'd like is if Jen put like 6 Cyclops on top of that station 3D sub dial.
You know, it is missing some kind of pusher on the other side.
Yeah.
Can you laser weld me a helium escape valve on the other side?
Yeah. I bet you could just drill random holes into the side of it that would do nothing. Yeah, that's a.
Yeah, I really don't care if it does anything. I just want to.
Oh yeah.
I'm all about the looks. She's like saying, "Oh, she could weld on a fake pusher." See?
There you go.
Get her on that.
You could really confuse people and get a JLC crown and put it over there.
Oh, I look at that watch. I think it reminds me of, much less complicated though it is the North Flag. It kind of has that North Flag shape and look to it.
Yeah, the stubby hands and the black and the yellow and the
kind of weird, oddly integrated case.
Yep. Now the service cost on this is going to be an experience.
Yes. Yes, it is.
That's all I can say.
Gen G, have you graduated to perpetual calendars yet?
That's gonna be
Uh-oh. He could be persuaded to part with the North Flag. I go back and forth on that. But it's a cool watch. Again, I don't know how much wear time.
Well, you have to force yourself, Mark.
Yeah. But then is it really something that I need? I have to force myself to wear?
Excuse me. Where? Hold on. We need to have an agreement here. Hang on. We need to have a little, what would Curly call it, an executive board meeting right now in front of everybody.
All right.
There's one word that we should never use on this channel.
Need?
Need. This is all about want, excess, greed, more.
More.
This is not need.
Gotcha.
Yeah. If you say that word again, I will just continue to recite that monologue
Okay.
until you ban me.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. I actually forced myself to pick up different watches and wear them for a couple days.
Force yourself.
Mm-hmm. I'm lazy. I can be lazy sometimes and just keep grabbing the same watch because it's set and ready to go.
Ah.
So, you don't want me to be lazy.
I would hate to have that happen.
Yeah. Jen says she cannot do perpetual calendars yet.
No. Jen, you get on that.
But it does come with a watch finder service, 24 months. So you got 24 months for Jen to get her shit together.
Okay. Get on that, Jen. Hurry up.
Yeah. Watch finder 24-month limited warranty. Let's see. Let's read.
Yeah. See what that's.
Giving watch finder 24-month limited warranty. This watch is covered by our limited 24-month warranty, giving you a full 2 years of peace of mind. How can it be a full 2 years of peace of mind if it's limited?
It's a good question.
That sounds like a Jeep sales pitch to me if I've ever heard one.
Well, it could be. It could be.
They also have a 44 millimeter Blancpain 50 fathoms chronograph with date for $9,000 on the sailcloth. I've been spending a little bit more time going through watchfinders.
Okay.
Listing.
Suji says, hello, guys. Love to see Brian on March. And the perpetual calendar is painful to take care of. Always good to see Mr. G. Ready to get out to Philly and actually see Mr. G again. Excuse me.
Or Mr. G can go to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there's not much to do here.
Wait till football season.
Yes. I mean, there's stuff to do here, but watch-wise, very boring town.
How are the Pirates doing this year?
They stink.
Okay.
But they've been attacking fans.
Yes.
So that's always good.
They stink. We're angry.
Yes. We're angry about that bad behavior. From his personal experience with the Perpetuals. Yeah, Perpetuals are tough.
Yeah.
What do you think it is? Sea Dweller 43, red text.
Okay.
That would look good on my wrist.
Okay.
I get rid of that. Maybe I can get the Canadian Watch Monkey to take the Cyclops off.
There you go. For some reason, I really like the Sea Dwellers that don't have the Cyclops.
The old ones. They were smaller.
Yeah, I like the date window with no Cyclops.
I like the date window with no Cyclops too. It could just not have the date, because if I'm sea dwelling, I really don't care what day it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be down there long enough to go to the next day.
I don't know. Do you need a Cyclops on a dive watch?
What's that?
Do you really need a Cyclops on a dive watch?
I know. I mean, it just... Do you need the date on it?
Yes. You need a date on every watch.
Oh, well, there you go. No, you don't. Here's proof. Here's the pudding. The proof. Congratulations to your Aquanaut again, Brian. That's incredible.
It's been a lot of fun to own.
Yes.
And someday soon I'll be able to get the rubber straps on it because I just can't get it done here.
Yeah.
I may have some free time this week, but I may not.
Looks nice on that bracelet, though. You don't see it very often like that.
Yeah. No, it's and the bracelet is surprisingly comfortable.
Yeah.
Considering it comes from a brand that's not known for its bracelets. Except what's that other one? The Nautilus? Yeah.
Mr. G. So, Mr. G, I've been talking Rolex most of the day, which is just weird here coming out of my mouth. I've been wearing a Rolex, and I don't like what happened. What happened to me?
He's seen the light.
What has happened?
He's coming back around to us, people. He's coming back.
So yeah, I had the last Rolex I had was the two-tone Datejust. Before that was the two-tone sub. That was the worst watch I ever owned. That was the black dial two-tone Submariner. I went back to Rolex a few times before I traded in on the Datejust. And then I had, before that was the 36 millimeter John D Special Thunderbird Datejust. And I picked up a little OP. I say little because it's only 41 millimeter. And actually, I think it's more like 40.7. But, you know.
I'm looking for more stuff for you to spend your money on next.
Ah, there you go. Mr. G says another one is coming, Mark. You got the Rolex virus for sure. So what happened to me? What happened? This, let me go for, it's funny because I didn't take a lot of pictures of my watches back then. So this picture, Brian, that I have up here, this is 2009, outside Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Finals. And I believe a 2-1 Penguin win. And then it went on back to Detroit to win the Cup in Game 7. But I am wearing my two-tone Datejust 41 in that picture.
Hey, do you think we could get a picture of, Mathis isn't exactly the tallest person. You think we could get a picture of him standing inside the Stanley Cup, because it's back down there again?
You could take a bath in.
Yeah. Might be his hot tub for all we know.
Well, it could be. Could very well be.
Yeah. Yep. So if you're just tuning in, streams will be randomly, irregularly scheduled on a repeat basis going forward. I may do one. Mark may do one. We may both be, you may get one just me walking around a theme park for some reason.
Yeah.
No super chats necessary. We will read the chat. However, if you want to help out with the StreamYard stuff, a little super sticker here and there is great. It's kind of like, you know what, Mark? It's kind of like those, we're like those street corner, performers.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you like it as you walk away, throw a buck or two in the guitar box.
I like it.
Or one of Mark's dirty Pittsburgh Steelers hats.
Yes.
Yeah. It'd be the first time a Steelers hat's worth something in a while.
Oh, come on. We got Aaron Rodgers. We're going to the Super Bowl. What part of that did you miss, Brian?
I know. I was just setting you up for it.
We've got a feeling Pittsburgh's going to the Super Bowl.
Where?
Well, I'm sure they'll get a suite.
Hmm. What's
Look,
the over under on how many plays he's going to actually play in this year?
yeah, I think I think he'll play most of them. I just don't. BW is backing away very slowly. Um, I just don't see. I don't know. He's old, dude. He's old. I don't know. I have no idea what to expect because he actually, the second half of last year, you can see that he played a little better, and he was coming off the Achilles and stuff. But who knows? I mean, he's old. I'm not expecting Tom Brady esque Super Bowl, in your 40s, but he's better than the other quarterbacks they have.
I mean, shit. Since you're going for since you got Aaron Rodgers, why don't you just get Tom Brady?
I know, right?
Yeah.
I don't think he's allowed to play for anybody but the Raiders since he owns part of the team now.
Well,
Might be a conflict of interest.
I mean, hell, all right, go all the way. Just bring Bradshaw back.
Yes. That dude had a cannon.
Yeah.
He did not play in the past, happy centric league that we have now. But oh boy, could he throw the deep ball.
Well, it also helped when all your receivers had stick 'em all up their arms.
The Steelers weren't stickum guys. They were like tornadoes. They weren't all
Right.
yellow.
Right. Yeah. Yep. In NASCAR, even the Coca-Cola teams will try to spray down their pit box with Dr. Pepper because it's stickier.
Watch someone says, give 1,000 monkeys typewriters and eventually they'll write a Shakespeare play. Just like eventually Pittsburgh, there's an H on the end. Pittsburgh has an H on the end. Will win the Super Bowl. Well, they won 6. So they're looking for that 7th trophy.
Mark, there's also 2 T's in it.
Oh, did he? Oh, yeah. 2 T's and an H on the end.
It's a true pit.
It's named after William Pitt.
If you want to see a great movie about Pittsburgh,
Yes.
Jack Reacher.
Oh, yeah. That was in.
Yeah.
The bar where the guys came in with, where the girl was talking to them, the guys came up. They went outside and started fighting. That's in the Strip District.
Is that on the other side of the river from the city?
No, it's in the city down. Strip District used to be where all the produce and meat and everything came in. Also, the one Batman movie, the really cool buildings. It's PPG Place in Pittsburgh. And then they had Heinz Field in there.
Will you hate me if I told you I've never seen any of the Batman movies?
No, because I'm more of a Marvel guy myself. I'm from the UK and know nothing about the Super Bowl. Yes. So yes, the Steelers have won 6 Super Bowls.
All of them before the modern era.
The guy in the Hawkeye jersey in the movie in Batman, that was Heinz Ward, one of my favorite players of all time.
The only guy to ever have a stadium named after him.
Yeah.
Might have been a different Heinz
I
family.
think a different spelling. Gen G says, please hold learning how to fix IWC. Get on that quick before I buy it. Good morning, Mr. G in the house.
Let's see if I can. I saw a new brand of watch to me last night. And since you're talking Pittsburgh sports, I'm going to present.
Bruce G says, any unboxings today? No, not really. I did. I mean, I unboxed this on the Franchise Club a few weeks ago, but I did start off the show since we didn't show it on here with my new OP. And Brian just made me smaller.
Right.
What do you? Whoop!
Oh, hey, that was fun.
There you go.
Where's the solo layout button? There it is. Okay.
Oh,
Show it again. Show it again.
there you go. So we did pick up a Rolex Oyster Perpetual 41. The 12-4-300. I say that because it had the new one has the lacquer dial. This one, although new, has the sunburst dial, which I like better. So yay for me.
Yay. All right, now I'm going to share the screen and talk about a brand new watch brand that I got to see some of yesterday. As soon as I figure out, wait, it won't let me do it.
Yeah.
Maybe I have to remove yours.
Hey, look at that beautiful Meteorite GMT.
I resonate on that one.
Yes, that is yours.
Well, why won't it let me do this?
Hold on.
It's only giving me the option to remove it.
How's that?
That's good, except you can't see us. Now you can.
Nice.
So this is a Austrian brand called Carl Suchy, Suchy, and Son.
Okay.
And they've got a shitload of pop-ups, but this is some fairly high horology modern design stuff. The one that I liked in particular was this one flashing by. It's called the Belvedere.
Okay.
And the date window moves around.
Oh.
And you know I like a little trick.
Yeah.
All right, so here's a couple of different colorways of it. No, I don't want to subscribe to anything Viennese except for the coffee. So that's the date window down there.
So that does that whole disc move around? That whole center.
That whole center disc moves, and underneath it is if it's got two lines, that means that it's 20.
Okay.
And 1. So when it's over here, it's going to have one line.
Yeah.
It's going to have 2 lines and a 0, and then 1 line and a 9 for 19. But I'm going to try to get a good close. Let's see if they got a good close up of the.
John D. The hands are giving me Longines Hydro Conquest vibes.
Yeah. So where's the? All right. So there's the movement. Very nicely decorated.
Yes, very nice.
It's a modified Valjoux something or whatever. Or yeah. So it's an off the shelf rubber strap, screw down crown. All right. Here's a good look at the hands. The hands are faceted, skeletonized, loomed, and then the etchings here, or the engraving here on the dial changes and moves around. And while that's 12 o'clock, the Swiss Made is over here. There's 6 o'clock. It's got a little funkiness to the case because it's got some lugs that kind of reminded me a little bit of some of the Parmigiani lugs.
Interesting. Never heard of it before.
And the dial has the jumping date, which they really should have animated on one of
Yeah,
their,
why don't they show that?
Yeah.
I do see what John D's talking about with the handset, though. It does look like a Hydro Conquest.
Yeah. Little engraving of the Vienna Opera House there inside the on the rotor as soon as it gets back to it again.
Oh, is that what that is? Okay.
Yeah. And the backside of the rubber strap has some Viennese gardens on there so that you get flowers on your arm or something. I don't know. Oh, it's a Dubois Duprat based caliber.
Okay.
About 9,000 euros.
Huh.
In titanium or stainless steel.
It's interesting looking.
Yeah, it's
I love the movie. I actually like the back a lot better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the Belvedere Chateau or something like that.
Yeah.
That's in the rotor there, and that's where they got the name of it. I saw this blue one and was really...
You saw it in person? Or?
Saw it in person.
Okay.
Had it on my wrist.
Nice.
It's a 40.5, but with such short lugs, it wears really comfortable for me.
Yeah.
But I was like, this is really fun and interesting. And then the little date wheel going around,
yeah,
is cool. And then the slightly different layout of the Swiss made, and then the writing and stuff, just a little bit of quirkiness, but those hands are just so cool and faceted and shimmery that I was like, well, this is, damn. There's a blacked out DLC one. This one's all silvered out. And then they did some other funky colors. This was, as Mr. G says, how is this comparing to the Aquanaut? This is an option for not wanting to get mugged.
Okay.
But it's also something that's different. I like
it's kind of different. It's kind of neat.
Yeah, it's a little different. It's got a little new design language to it that I haven't seen before. Probably shouldn't have seen before. But yeah,
he says I need to get rid of all the Omegas. Liberty Spot, good to see you, sir. He says I like that Mr. Belvedere from Carl's Cucci. Mr. G wants to know, what is the relationship between Carl Succi and Carl Bucher?
One is still a brand and the other one's been shut down.
So the date window rotates?
Yes.
Yes.
Yep. The date window moves around.
Mr. G says, I can't handle the rotating date window.
Look at the loom shot. We all like a loom shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah. It's interesting. It's different.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know for 9,000 euros. I don't know how much time it would get in my, in my rotation, but I would force myself, and it's something,
Nicholas Cage says, looks similar to the Venice Frollo Venezia watch, Faro di Prua microband for bigger wrists.
No, this is a smaller watch.
Yeah, of them, I agree with Liberty Spot. I kind of like that cream colored one.
Yeah, let's go back to the creamy one. There it is.
There it is.
Yeah, I'd be really interested. There's a white one.
Okay.
There it is on the left.
Yeah, and the blue's cool.
Yeah, blue's pretty standard, but I think the white one's kind of striking.
Stands out a bit.
Yeah. I'd like to get the blue one with the white strap for it.
Yeah.
I think that'd be interesting. And then they've got some higher end stuff that's only Mr. G can really afford. The table clocks. Here's the waltz. We'll do the waltz #1 skeleton. That's the
I don't like that.
That's the second disc.
I don't like that one.
Well, you really won't like it when I show you the price, but there's the movement. Everybody say
it's like micro and stuff, but the front of it I don't care for. Watch some wood, Brian. He says this or the Mont Blanc Nicholas Rizou.
The Nicholas Ryusek is, if I can get that for the right price, that'd just be a fun one for $3,500.
And Liberty Spot says cream colored and a linen short sleeve shirt. That would be good.
Yeah. And then there's the Loom creams.
You know, if they did a little less fancy on the back with the front of that watch and made it around $5,000, you know what I mean? Like that would be kind of a cool.
Yeah, what's funny is when I saw it, I thought, well, that's got to be, $5,500, $6,000, and then it was 9,000 euros. I was like, well,
Whoa.
all of a sudden it went to a thought process.
Yes.
These skeletonized guys are 35,000 euros.
Damn.
In case you're interested in where you want to go to throw some really serious bad money away.
Mr. G says they're overcharged. I will buy a Breguet instead.
Yeah, but what are you going to get in Breguet for 8,000-9,000? Huh? Go ahead, Mr. G. Yeah, 30. These higher end ones, I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not crazy about the way they look.
But I mean, here's the gold one. For 27,500. At this point, then I'm looking at Breguet or Piaget or something else.
Something else. 52.26.
I'll show you one other that's kind of tripped my trigger if it's still available at Delray Watch. Link in the description below. 2 of them.
Whoa.
This one I think is actually a value.
$24,999.
This is the Daymatic, so it's the day. It's the day version in the smaller 39 millimeters. So it's not the 41 or 42, whatever the bigger size is.
Well, that's just bad right there.
Well, it's fine. Not all of us are Cro-Magnon man. Now, Federico, please, when you're showing the back of a Longa, make sure that the rotor is moved so that we can see the engraved balance cock that's hiding under here.
You do like a good engraved balance cock, don't you?
One of the most beautiful parts of looking at the back of a Longa is the engraved balance cock. Am I not wrong?
No.
But anyway, I think this is a bit of a deal. And then the other one that I was looking at, because I'm getting old.
Okay.
And these are for me, not for you. I'm not about you. I'm about me. I'm going to switch and go the fast way.
John D, I agree with you on this. I know this is an OC thing too. The deal breaker in the long is the lack of a leading zero in the large state window. Throws off the balance so drastically that I can't help but feel offended.
Offended. 40 millimeter white gold Piaget automatic wristwatch.
Nice.
Simple offset.
Then
Sub-seconds. Date at 9 o'clock, which is cool. Instead of the date at 3 o'clock. And then, of course, you get
I have a date.
The Piaget micro rotor movement.
Yes. Mr. G says there's a lot of Longa deals. People think it's a deal because when you compare it to their absurd retail prices.
Yeah.
I want to say I hate that too. I hate that blank window.
I could get over that. Obviously, I did when I owned one.
Yeah.
That blank window doesn't bother me that much. The problem that I have with this watch is the poopy brown dial. I would have to get a replacement strap for that.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you can wear a Longa on a NATO.
Nah, don't think so.
No.
I'm sure people have tried.
Yeah. Anyway, those are the 2 that caught my eye this past couple of weeks. I have no money to be buying watches right now.
It's true.
None.
You did just redo much of your house and buy a paddock.
And got a Patek Philippe. Yeah. Especially if I bought this Longa, boy, some stuff would have to move.
Yes.
Could I?
Mr. G likes the Breguet Tourbillon 35. It's a tiny watch. Anyone wearing that model is a true connoisseur, says John D. Liberty Spot says, I agree, never not show the balance cock. It sets you apart from the rest.
Yeah.
Mr. G cannot find his Tourbillon, Breguet Tourbillon 35 millimeter. It's because they're small, they disappeared. You said NATO straps earlier. I always when I think of NATO straps, I always think, NATO straps are for people who want to wear a big watch but have a tiny wrist.
Yeah, I'd have to move some stuff.
Yeah.
I still have technically one spot in the watch box.
Uh-huh.
One spot.
One spot left.
Yeah. Well, I mean, really, I got. Yeah, two.
All right, Liberty Spot. And for anyone else who joined late. So Brian's going to be doing some evening shows. I will be doing some Sunday shows. I don't know if it'll be weekly. Turn on the notifications. Brian is trying to catfish me into doing a weekly Sunday stream.
It worked.
And we turned on the monetization. I'm not really looking for super chats or big money or anything, but a couple bucks here and there to help pay the StreamYard fees don't hurt.
Yeah, just think of this stream as your friendly neighborhood musician on the street corner. Throw him some change on the way by.
Yeah. So I did want to, let me see.
You want to take over driving again?
Hold on. I wanted to show something because I was kind of amazed by this because this is kind of a daylight shot.
Hurry up, because I'm going to show the super expensive, stupid Cecil B. Purnells.
All right. Let me show this real quick.
It's up there. $100,000. There you go, kids.
Look at the lume on my watch. That's in the daylight.
Boom.
It's sunny outside. That's pretty cool.
That right there, kids, is Chromolite.
Yes. Let's see. Hold on. Well, Gen G, yeah, I know the world is fucking scary. Still waiting to see what the fallout from that's going to be.
Yeah.
We would like a more peaceful world. That's all I can say. John D says 35 millimeter Breguet Tourbillon will wear like a 36. It's the luxury log. It definitely has mid-century size and is so classy. Anyone you see wearing that I don't disagree that it's a connoisseur. I just think it's a connoisseur with small wrists.
Yeah. If you see someone with that 35 millimeter Breguet on there, they're either a connoisseur or the head of the Chinese mafia in that area.
There you go. But again, look at that chromolite. That's what they call it, the Rolex, right? Chromolite.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's impressive. That's a daylight shot. I mean, it's a little shadowed in the car, but damn, that was just my getting a little sunlight through the window. I just happened to look down, like, fudge, that thing really glows. We got Liberty Spot. YouTube filled the Sunday. Oh, thank you, sir. We appreciate you coming by. And also appreciate the super chat. We got Dear Artifact. He says, happy Sunday, Brian. Happy Sunday to you, Dear Artifact. Dear Artifactor, do you approve of the new purchase? I guess is the question. Before I take it off the screen and let Brian show. Oh, you took down your thing?
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, okay.
There'll be plenty of time where it'll be me alone and I'll be able to show
Yeah.
whatever I want and be bored. And people will be
There you
crying.
I'm going to cut out in about 20 minutes, Brian,
Yeah, good. Me too.
because I got to take, Tuesday was Mom's birthday. Tuesday was Mom's birthday. So taking her out to dinner with my brothers and two of her good friends, or not dinner, lunch. I mean, so, let's see. Dear Artifact says, highly approve. Lucha, the OP line is so amazing, and the Black Dial is a timeless option. Yeah, it was really. What kicked it over the Explorer for me really was the fact they're not making the sunburst style on the black anymore. It's that flat black lacquer, and I love that sunburst effect on that dial. Probably oh, here you go. Look at that. Because when you're out in the sunlight, it kind of takes on a gray look to it. You get all kinds of shiny off the white gold indices, hands, and crown. It's just a classic look with a lot of symmetry. No date, Brian. No date. It has no date.
Where's the date? Where's the date?
That's a cool picture of it because you can see where it's black, but the highlights, the sun kind of highlights that gray. I like it. I'm actually very happy with the purchase.
Simple, balanced,
Black 36 millimeter wears well on the majority of wrists. It's just that guys are insecure in their manhood and feel it needs to be 40 or above. It's not even that. I just like when I look at, my wrist, or if I catch a reflection, I just like it to kind of fill out my wrist a little more.
So my honest opinion is, for me, it depends on the amount of bezel. If you have very little bezel and a little bit of lug length, then 36 is fine, because I had a 38 millimeter Blanc pen for years, and it was very little bezel.
Yeah.
When you get into some of these sports watches where you got 6 or 8 millimeters of bezel all the way around it, then you need some more dial.
Yes, which was another selling point on this over the Kuzma-Jigger. The Explorer 40 was the dial presence was a little bigger on, you know what I mean? Like it, so it wore, even though they're very similar size watches, the dial just looked bigger on this, which helps with that, So when you have the little overhang of the bracelet, the dial, I want the dial to be the star.
Yeah.
Nicholas Cage says, great show. Good to see the Jews and Catholics somewhat coexisting without fake or hype watch drop.
Why wouldn't the Catholics like the Jews? I mean, you're praying to one of them.
I know, right? We would like everyone to get along. Be a good human.
Yeah. Or get off my planet.
Yeah.
Ha. I bomb you.
There you go.
That was Ahmed. Blah, 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 blah. Boom. Why? Yeah.
It's nice to see that what was that guy's name back in the day during the Iraq War? Baghdad.
Wolf Blitzer.
Oh, there was Wolf Blitzer, but there was the Iranian guy that would just like come out and do the press stuff and be like, it's fine, we're winning, everything's great, there's nothing to see here.
Boom.
And then shit would start blowing up. But I don't know what's going to come of what happened last night there, Jen and everyone else. I just don't like to see Baghdad Bob. Thank you, Liberty Spot. That's who he was, Baghdad Bob. He was the best. He'd just be like, everything's great. Baghdad Bob. Back in the day. But I saw somebody from Iran out there going, "Oh no, we're going to enrich more uranium." Probably not. And hopefully, it doesn't get too out of hand. I don't pretend to have the answers. I just hate to see people be in danger. He took lessons from the lady in North Korea. Yes. Yeah.
I don't even want to be the one they're asking the questions of.
One of his last news conferences had walls of flame behind him. Yes. He was so funny. He would just be like, "Oh, that's all great. We're going to get those infidels."
Infidels. The infidel is that's that guy in Cuba.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Infidel. Fidel who's the Castro in charge now since Fidel? His brother? I can't remember. It's terrible. The other Castro, the brother.
Was it Ramon?
Ramon, maybe?
Raul Castro.
Raul. Something like that. It's an R word. It's an R name.
I've got
Raul. Yeah, BW says Raul.
Yeah. General and former president of Cuba.
Cuba. Every response says, "Do you have all the links?" And yeah, it's I can just wear a Rolex right out of the case. They all fit. No need to send it back to have links taken out. It is. Now, I really don't need extra links. They actually fit pretty. There it is, with all its links. But yeah, when I wear it, oh, it just fits. It just fits. Yeah, I've never had to take links out or anything. I can adjust the internal micro adjust a little bit if I need to on some, or if they have. I've tried on a couple of the bigger, like the James Cameron and the Glide Lock. Move the Glide Lock a little bit, but that's about it. But that's a big, chunky watch. This is not. Ryan, when was the last time you had on the 126713 GRNR?
A week or two ago.
Okay. What is a 126713 GRNR?
That's the Guinness.
Okay.
Yeah, some nights I wear that to work just to look like it's a little flashy and a little arrogant.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm feeling, like my man parts aren't big enough, so I'll put that on and wear it to work.
I've tried on Evan G's and Double D's at different dinners, and at the AD when they saw on. It's a beautiful watch. It is a little flashy, but it's a beautiful watch.
Yeah. Yeah, sometimes it's fun. I have a couple of the younger kids that work there that work with me that are now interested in what watches I'm wearing.
Interesting.
And I don't tell them anything about the prices. I just tell them what they are, and then the minute I know the minute they're on their breaks, they're going back there and Google searching and then they come back and go, "Really, that watch is it?"
Are you allowed to say "step to the rear of the monorail, peasants"?
We leave the peasants part off. Yeah. You have to shorten the phrases because when we're moving, you got to get people moving quick. So shorter the phrase, the better.
Ah, there you go.
And I always start it with please.
Please. Please, 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 please.
Yeah.
Oh man. So what else you got going on, Brian? You do anything today?
No, projects.
Ah.
I got a lot of things in my non Mickey Mouse world that need to be finished up in the next day and a half.
Okay.
And I'm mixing them in because as you can see, I'm wiggling in my seat. I'm mixing them in with stuff that I have to do on the computing device.
Okay.
Because I can't sit for too long anymore.
Yes. Well, we got about another 8 minutes, and then I got to get ready to go take mom and my brothers and her friends to lunch.
Yay.
She wants to go to, like I said, wherever you want to go. And she picked Texas Roadhouse.
Good for her.
Hey, that's where you want to go. That's where we'll go.
Good for her.
So, of course, I'll get the chicken. Probably get a steak and some mushrooms. I like their mushrooms.
Is it Texas Roadhouse the one that has the peanuts all over the place?
I don't know. Like around here, they're not allowed to do that anymore. There was a couple of them that do that. You just throw them all over the floor, and you're not allowed to really do that.
Oh. Health department, huh?
Yeah, health department. I think safety, people sliding on them, slipping on them. That type of thing. Used to be the one steakhouse, kind of steakhouse chain. Started that around here.
I think we ought to have safety issues like that because it thins out the.
Well, it does thin out the herd, you know.
Yeah, I'm okay with a little herd thinning as long as it's no one I know.
There you go.
Well, there's a few people I know that I'd be okay to thin the.
Well, I'm supposed to say that on the stream.
Yeah.
Or at least not their names.
Yeah. Well, none of them are on here.
Yeah.
Or on YouTube. Nothing personal, but there's not anybody on YouTube that I care about enough to want dead.
35 upvotes. Thanks, guys. Appreciate that. Plus, we had, let's see, we'll go through some of these. We had a super sticker from me, a super sticker from Stuart Hall. Thank you. BW with the super sticker. Billy with the super chat. Esoteric with the super sticker. Harry with the big super sticker. Again, we're just looking for a couple bucks here and there just to offset some of the string error costs. That's all. Liberty Spot with the super chat. Thank you guys. We appreciate everybody. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Liberty Spot says, I was in Philadelphia a long time ago and I ate in an Italian restaurant by the river near the Hilton, and they threw bread rolls to you from across the room when you raise your hand. That's awesome.
I love it.
I love that. That is awesome. Peanut bars, natural selection. Yes, Gen G, yes. But yeah, that's kind of where you're at there. I wore the super racing to the Norcane event since it was sponsored by Joyce's, where I got the watch. It's a great watch.
Norcane's got a new fun colored chronograph.
Yeah. The ice cream.
Yeah.
Let's see if they have one on here. Hold on.
And it's like their Freedom line.
I think so. Norcane. The other thing is Norcane. Their new ambassador is Sidney Crosby, the 3-time Stanley Cup champion for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Let's see if they have the new ice cream one here.
I think it just dropped like last week.
Yeah. They had 3 of them at the event, but I think the Norcane guy brought them.
Yeah.
Did not see one. Let's see if I can find it before we leave.
Yeah, I looked at that and I thought, well, that might be. No, stop it.
Stop it. You had an Norcane, didn't you?
I had several. At one point, I think there was 5 or 6 in this family.
5 or 6 Norcanes in your family?
Yeah, I think I had 5 and she had 1.
There it is.
There you go.
Fun, I guess.
Yeah, fun, colorful, too small for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely Rolex to go on stage. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's funny how, Brian, it's just funny how people react to this watch, even like the guys at work and people I run into and stuff, that they love this watch. And it's all the Omega, retail to retail, the Omega is almost double the price.
Yeah.
Has a lot more going on. It's more interesting in a lot of ways to look at, but it doesn't get half the love that the Rolex does just because of the name.
Yep.
Oh, Roxy, thank you, sir. It says, thanks, Luchin Brian. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
You know, I think Apple ought to come up with, if somebody does this, Apple ought to come up with like little halos or something that comes up.
Yeah, there you go. But guys, we appreciate you coming by. Like I said, turn on the notifications because you never know when Brian's gonna just be like, "Hey, I'm gonna fire up a stream." And
Yeah.
the nice thing is when we do these shows, is it's 99% watches and 1% other stuff, and of that 1%, very little of that is the drama. Not much drama.
And I don't pay too much attention to sports, so good luck.
True.
Although I know if you like one team, I know the other team that I should support. Just
there you go. There you go. Have a great day, everyone. So you guys are the 1%. Yes, we are the 1%. Very true, Kent. Very true. Kent Day. I always remember Alexander Day, the bust, #1 overall pick of the Ottawa Senators. This never really came through. Oh no! Oh! You picking Lucha, John Cena, or R-Truth? John Cena.
And remember when I said I know very little about sports?
Yes.
I know nothing about pro wrestling.
Pro wrestling.
Mm.
Oh man, Mr. G says, "Happy Sunday! Looking forward to Brian's show." Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Everybody enjoy your day. We're gonna lucha our way on out of here. And then we get ready to take Mom to lunch and probably eat a steak. I think that's a good plan. Brian, anything before we go?
I'm gonna have some bran flakes.
Wow, you're adding to the breakfast.
Yeah.
We can take. All right, guys. Thanks for coming by, and we will see you